Alright, so we've got it more thoroughly mixed together now. It's a nice even green color. And so we're just gonna break off a chunk of this. It gets kind of sticky, not like sugary sticky, but it's got this kind of tack to it. I guess we'll need a little more than that. So we're gonna roll it into a ball first. Sort of an egg shape, but you know, whatever. And then flatten one end of it. We'll flatten both ends of it, really. I don't want to use this. I need something that's reasonably flat. I found something flat to smush it with. I'm going to use my fish comb. So we've got this kind of loose wheel shape. And look at that. Fits in there just perfectly. And so we'll just make another one just like this to fit in the other end. Okay, something else I wanted to bring up when working with epoxy putty. And not everyone may have this experience, but I've found that the area where the yellow and blue putty touches, at least in my putty, gets a little hard. I expect because the little chemical reaction that happens in epoxy sort of goes on there. This may just be because my epoxy putty is really old and I've had it forever and I don't use it very much. But I always like to slice out the very thinnest bit in the middle before I mix it up. Otherwise you get this kind of hard lump in it when you're mixing it together. Alright, so I got the tread assembly mostly finished. So you can see we have our green sort of putty wheels in here. And I'm going to try and make it so they're not so much a focus because they don't look great. I just sort of need them to be there so there's something solid in there. I got a piece of sprue covering up here. What I'm thinking I might do is take, I have some little metal plates here that are blank from the Dreadnought's, they're supposed to be used for the Dreadnought's front, chest areas. So I was thinking about using them here to cover up the treads a little bit. Make them look a little more armored, more Dreadnought-like. Kind of wish I had more of them. They're quite perfect for what I need them for. But anyway, so I was thinking about mounting them here. And I have a pair of these. I have another one around here somewhere. Mounting the other one on the other side after I put a piece of sprue on. But here, check this out. When I have the Dread over its treads, the Tread Dread. Very clever, don't you think? It gives it a nice. I think it gives it a nice heavier look and a little more stable. You know, most Dreadnoughts look like they would fall over with a pretty good shove from a Killican or like a Carnifex. But there's going to be no knocking over this fella. I've also sort of decided that I'm probably not going to end up using the super cool stand it comes with. At least not for the Dreadnought. There's no way in hell I'm getting rid of this thing or not going to use it. I mean, it looks rad. It's got all these broken rocks. There's a little... Oh, shit. Sorry, I don't even have the camera point at it. There's all these broken rocks and stuff, and there's a skull and some spent shells, and, you know, the thing looks fantastic. I'll put, like, a special character on it or something. But the Tread Dread, I think, will actually probably just stand on his own like this. So, yeah, we'll be back in a little bit. Alright. My, venerable Dreadnought here, the Treadnought on his treads. On the battlefield, he will be known as PZ, actually. I decided to name my Dreadnought after the great PZ Meyer. He'll probably have it on one of these banners I haven't attached yet. What I've done is I've cut apart the leg pieces. I've finally done the irreversible act of cutting apart the Dreadnought legs to mount him. Because up until this point, I could have turned away at any point and just put the Dreadnought legs together as normal. But now I've crossed the Rubicon, and he is permanently this. Surely the machine god of Mars is weeping as this thing has been built out of wretched orc technology and leftover Imperial tank parts. I'm rather glad I have the Venerable kit because it came with a lot of spare parts, like I was talking earlier, that I've used around here to sort of spice it up. Like this little piece here was one of the alternate sarcophaguses. And these side plates here are alternative shoulder plates that would have gone there. These two. These you can put up here to cover them up, so if you just wanted blank ones instead of having lots of cool Latin words written up there. You'll notice he still pivots a lot because I haven't figured out what pose I want to glue him in. I'll probably just have him facing straight forward though. And that's PZ. Okay, so we've made a few minor changes to our Venerable Dreadnought. I added our searchlight up on the shoulder here. This provides some sort of benefit when I'm playing. I can't remember what. Also, hang on, let me take off the arms. Come on, get off. Be easier to show you if I take the arms off. Uh-oh. God damn it, I just broke off one of the pieces I was going to show you. Motherfuck. Alright, well, I'll have to glue that on in a second. So, anyway, I put some narrow little pieces of plasticard, one on the little strut here, one on the armor plate here, just to give a little more detail to the area, make it more interesting. I did the same thing here, except the one on the armor plate here just snapped off when I brushed it on. I guess I didn't glue it on very well. Also, on the underside of the vehicle, there was just these sort of axles going across with nothing in between, so it was like these treads that would magically be running with no motor. So you'll see the pink in there. I cut out a piece of that pink foam I love to work with oh so much, and put on a little bit to make it look like a machine-ish bit. So it's like the engine for the treads, the motor that makes it drive. And so this means, of course, I won't be able to spray paint this thing. Not that I was planning on it. We'll probably have to paint it all by hand. Otherwise that styrofoam will fucking dissolve. And that's about it. Yeah, that's the end of the episode for PZ. Oh, and one other thing. I'm going to put this banner on PZ, I think, on his Power Fist arm. But the thing is, it's going to make the area that it's put on kind of hard to paint. So I think I'm going to paint it separately and attach it later, which goes against my usual style. I'm usually all about assembling my model before I paint it. And so this is going to have his name on it. I was thinking about either putting it here on his shoulder or on his arm, you know, when I put it back on. So, anyway, yeah, that's the end of our episode here. Next up is painting the Dread.